This podcast is supported by The Real Real.
People always stop and ask me, where'd you find that Gucci bag, that vintage dress, that outfit? And I'm like, The Real Real.
Meet Sarah. She's an expert pattern mixer, a Prada collector, and a big fan of The Real Real.
I think personal style is the ultimate self-expression, so it matters to me to find one-of-a-kind designer items or vintage pieces that fit my style. That's why I love shopping on The Real Real.
The Real Real is the world's largest and most trusted resource for authenticated luxury resale. And right now, you can get $25 off your first purchase when you visit therealreal.com.
I love the peace of mind I get knowing that everything is authentic. The best part about shopping on The Real Real? I can find the perfect dress, the perfect bag that makes me feel like me.
With up to 90% off retail, no one does resale like The Real Real. And right now, you can get $25 off your first purchase at therealreal.com. Go to therealreal.com to get your $25 off. That's therealreal.com.
This is Fixing Famous People, the podcast where two reality television producers pitch solutions to save celebrities in dire straits.
But first, let's get to the Pre-Fixe, your weekly pop culture roundup. Dominic, just like whenever you recorded Kim Zolciak without her wig on, I'm recording this podcast in my glasses.
You are bespectacled today.
This is my true self.
But it really isn't, because you're only bespectacled for a few minutes of the day, right?
Yeah,
and
correct.
then you put on those.
But I'm just too tired to put my contacts in and feel like a real person. So
does the listenership, are they aware that you're legally blind?
I am legally blind. And I'm proud about that, about myself.
What's like your 2020? What's that number?
I don't know
you?
what that is, but I'm a negative, for people that do have glasses, I'm a -7 in one eye and a -8 in the other, which is like double what anyone has ever said to me that they are before. So other than my mother.
Now you're very handsome in glasses. The reason that you don't wear glasses instead of contacts is because those glasses are the size of like tumblers that you would put whiskey in. Basically. Yeah.
Coke bottles are not even the word.
It's not even, that's not good enough.
Do you notice like that when I go like this, see, there's like, you can see like the back of like the world on this part of my glass. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
they're sort of like glass tiles that people use to build a wall in a spa. That's what those glasses are made out of.
That's what they look like. Yes. Very similar to your new reading glasses that you have, where you look like Ramona Singer's eyes on that. Those glasses.
I wish I could whip those out. Yes, I lost my glass. Did we talk about this last week? I lost my glasses, and then I have these flashlight glasses. It's like a miner's cap.
They're the best thing ever. They're the best thing ever.
I have not been able to read in a week because I haven't gone to the eye doctor to get new glasses, and I refuse to wear those. They're so those glasses that I bought at Walgreens are so thick. I can only read something if it's literally 1 inch away from the glasses.
That's how I read when I don't have my glasses on.
I don't think I've ever been in the passenger seat with you driving. I'm sort of afraid now that I'm aware of how blind you are.
When I wear my glasses, though, I'm fine.
How big are the contacts? Are they also giant?
Hassan's doing me looking at my phone in bed whenever.
Hassan is so desperate for a cameo on Instagram with us. We're just going to fucking put him in there today.
Okay. My God. Okay. Anywho, we have much to talk about.
We have a lot to talk about. We are going to be speaking about the Met Gala today, or as we affectionately call it, the Mess Gala. Charlotte Rose Coleman will be here momentarily. So we'll be saving all of our reviews. But as far as the news from that, we must lead with Rihanna, America's sweetheart, the world's sweetheart, pregnant again. Third baby. And it's so funny because normally when someone is pregnant, you're supposed to rejoice they're bringing a life into the world. But if you like Rihanna or if you're gay, all you're thinking about is, there goes that fucking album.
I'm speaking directly to my sister, the real Duchess of Smuckers herself. You're never getting that album.
The world's never getting that album. The list of things that are going to happen before that album comes out include Jennifer Lopez getting an Oscar.
The end of the world.
Yolanda, Selena's murderer, getting paroled. The list of things that will happen. It's just not gonna.
We're never seeing it. We're never seeing it, guys. I said this last time.
I mean, at least pop the kid out and give us a greatest hits tour if you don't want to do more music.
Also, not to judge her life choices, but wasn't her husband just like barely acquitted of like shooting someone?
I did, but he's innocent. I mean, that's it. They walked the carpet separately last night too. He showed up and was basically like, she's back at the hotel throwing up because she's pregnant. So please look at me. And she'll be here in a moment.
God, she's popping the kids out one after the other.
I don't know. I mean, congratulations, Rihanna, because we do still love you, but we are by nature selfish and we just want the album.
Yeah.
Really.
It's never, again, I've made peace with it in my mind. It's never happening.
It's just not.
It's not.
We're not going to get it. We're not going to get it. But I guess congratulations. I mean, could this be the most unenthusiastic baby shower horrible. Ever thrown?
Literally horrible. We're horrible.
Hey, we love you. That's great. Bye. Oh, Shut up and drive, Rihanna. Shut up and do that fucking album.
Drive. So good.
All right. Well, speaking of musicale superstars, Lady Gaga, 2.1 million people show up to the Copacabana beach in Rio de Janeiro, where she just puts on a barn burner. God bless. Not even a year ago, Madonna broke the record with 1.6 million, and Gaga then was like, no, let's do something else.
Yeah.
And
she's like, Madonna, this is called dancing. Watch this.
500,000 more gays showed up for her. Yeah. However, not without controversy, because there were a group of people who posed as Gaga fans who were planning on blowing the whole thing up.
I saw that.
With bombs. Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Any sort of open air moment
like you
like
can just
that,
walk into this humongous crowd of people. Yeah. No,
yeah, it's 2025. Right. The world is mostly lunatic at this point. So you are inviting disaster when you're like, hey, here's a free anything at anywhere location. I stay home for that, as you know, and I close the blinds and I lay on the floor.
That's the population of like most cities is 2.1 million people. Do you know what I mean? It's like
basically it's like 2 Rhode Islands turned out to see Lady Gaga at the beach. But that's the truth.
It is true.
Hey Siri, what's the population of Rhode Island? 1.09 million. Yeah, it was literally 2 Rhode Islands. I should be on Gay Jeopardy. What?
Dear God,
by the way, isn't there a Gay Jeopardy that we haven't gone on yet? Oh, that pop culture one.
I think they only did it one time to see what it was like, and it was like already pre-recorded. It wasn't like where they go every day and like do it. It was like
I didn't hear much about it.
No,
I didn't hear much about it. Is Colin Jost hosting it?
Yeah. We watched a couple episodes. It was fun. Me, and Rebecca would have like destroyed. We would have been like destroyed, but I think they just got people and put them together in teams. It was so weird. I don't know. It didn't make any sense.
We'll look into it further.
Yeah. If they even do it again.
Speaking of gay news, I wasn't really sure how to order these stories this morning because there's always a lot of dark courtroom stuff with our core celebrities. But today, let's have a little bit of lightness. Barbra Streisand's next album will be coming out shortly. It is Barbra Duets 2, Electric Boogaloo, which you're like rolling your eyes. Well, there's a few news stories attached to this. Numero uno is that this could be Babsy's last album. It could be Barbara's last album. So if that's the case, I say, you know what? Are you doing a duet with Rihanna so we can hear her recorded one more time? Do that service to the gays. Second bit of news is there's a song on the album that is not just a duet, but it is a trio with 2 singers you may have heard of called Mariah Carey and Ariana Grande. Well, let me tell you something. I am already buying earplugs for this because this is going to be the Scream Fest of 2025.
It really is.
You want to see 3 women scream themselves hoarse? Play track number 2.
Yeah, it's going to be another level.
It's going to be the first single in history that's released specifically for dogs to hear exclusively.
No. However,
that's what that song's going to be.
However, I will say that Christmas song that it's like Mariah, Ariana, and then Jennifer Hudson. They like are like doing tricks, but it also like is cohesive. So I do have faith.
It wasn't my favorite, but I do like it. Jennifer Hudson's also a deadly one to have on as a duet. I like Jennifer Hudson very much. She doesn't share. airtime.
No, she really doesn't.
Like
she also has like one, this is so mean, but she has like one mode. And that mode, like, you know what I mean? She isn't like, she's like, ha, like she's like scream singing the whole thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like her Jennifer Hudson screaming singing is like what it's happening always.
And we love her. I mean, it's a mode that got her an EGOT. So who amongst
we're a piece of trash,
able? Yes. But, you know, when you're inducting Cher into something and you're doing a duet with her, let Cher sing, Jennifer. And you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about from last year. So between you overpowering her and that stupid tunnel of joy that you make everyone walk down for your fucking talk show, you're overstaying. You're overstaying a scoosh, just a scoosh.
Oh God, the tunnel of joy. I can't.
The gay news continues. We all know that this summer Cynthia Erivo will be taking over the titular role in Jesus Christ Superstar at the Hollywood Bowl. Her Judas has been announced because if this show wasn't queer friendly enough, Judas will now be portrayed by one Adam Lambert.
Oh God.
I'm sort of thrilled by the whole thing. I don't believe I will make it to Los Angeles, but I know we'll have several.
I'm upset that they're not doing it here because we would go like first night. Like,
well, you know what? I think that possibility exists. Like when something works well and they feel like they can make money from it.
But the thing that sucks is like it's not commercial. Like it's for us. Like that's for us to do.
Sure.
It's not for like my mom to go see. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I know what you're saying. I don't even care about that stuff anymore. I just want the stuff that's for me. Period. Yeah. I don't care about
I'm just saying, like, I don't know.
The world's burning down.
I'm just saying, like, there's many things I feel like on Broadway that just like don't make it because they're like, no, we can't do this because it needs to be like, Oh, Mary is like an example of something that is like broken through all of the barriers to like become like an actual real big show.
But you never know. Maybe it'll work. Like that Cats, the Jellicle Ball. If it's going to work, it would work in New York only, other than LA. But like, the Jellicle Ball did well. And that still might transfer to Broadway. So let's see, bring it here. I mean, I can't imagine that Cynthia Erivo is going to even have 5 minutes of spare time. She's doing that. She's hosting the Tony Awards. And then my therapist and I are already preparing for the Wicked 2 onslaught because it's not. We already see it's going to happen. Her and Ariana are judges on the upcoming season of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars. And the moment I found that out, I was originally like, oh, this is great. And then I thought,
and then you're like, and then they're never going away.
It's not going to end. Yeah. It's not going to end.
No.
It's okay. We're still holding.
We're ready. I'm ready.
We are ready.
We're Alphaba and Glinda right today. Look at us. Look at my green microphone light.
Oh my God, outfit. We really are in Wicked colors today. Wow, and that was unplanned. I, of course, am wearing a Lori DeRosa hat. This was given to me by Christopher's mother, embossed with, hey, y'all. It was designed to be the ugliest hat ever made. Correct. But you know what? Not so. Not when you find a tank top from Temu that goes with it, honey. Absolutely not. I have rocked this. I should have gone to the Gaga concert and worn this.
Yeah, you should have.
I may wear this to Cowboy Carter. We'll see how it goes.
Oh, that hat is ready for Cowboy Carter.
I do have a cowboy hat to wear, but I could always bring a bag with an outfit change for that. Sure. I mean, if Beyonce's changing, why not? Why not the audience?
Why not you? Speaking of, I'm so sorry. Speaking of Blue, we saw
Blue Ivy.
We saw her grow up. She's killing it.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that? We
can talk about the fact that she is a 37-year-old twice divorced woman at this point. Blue Ivy.
Truly.
What on earth is that? Like, we actually didn't watch her grow up. There was like 6 months where we didn't see her, and then
she was grown,
and now she's Vivica Fox. Like, what on earth is happening?
But
Blue Ivy is a woman.
But remember at the Renaissance tour at the beginning, whenever it was the videos of her dancing, and it was just so bad because she's like, I'm 9 years old. Like, what is choreography? And now, like, she's like has her own whole like moment. Like she has her own whole like section of the Cowboy Carter tour, alleged from what I'm seeing on the internet. And she's doing great. And she's starting to look just like Beyonce in like early Destiny's Child. And it's blowing my mind.
You're always asking for people to forgive what you say. I'm going to now because the elephant in the room about Blue Ivy is that until she was like 8 or 9 years old,
she looked like Jay-Z. I know.
She looked like Jay-Z. And not a compliment. I'm sorry, not a compliment. No, she is fully Beyonce. And by the way, whether or not Because Blue Ivy was the baby where everyone thought that Beyonce was faking it, right? And her stomach folded in half during that interview. Sure. Whoever carried this child, she's Beyonce's daughter. Make no mistake. That riddle has been solved. And welcome to it. She'll be headlining in no time.
I mean,
Now we get a little darker with the news. We've done a lot of good news here, a lot of good gay news. Now let's just get back to one of our standbys, the Hilaria Baldwin. I don't know how that TLC show is doing, but
I don't know either. Someone was like, I'm watching every episode. I was like, give me is there anything I need to tune in for? Like, just let me know like what's going on. Like, give me the top line of what's going on, and they've yet to. I don't think they've responded yet, or I haven't looked.
Well, here's the top line. What I'm assuming is a mid to late season. I need headlines. Let's release one line to the press and see who bites. You know who bites? Fixing famous people. We'll bite any morsel Hilaria gives us. So.
I was like the New York Times.
Hilaria talks about at one point being on the brink of divorce with Alec. She reveals that she was ready to walk away from her marriage, and they even took their rings off.
Goodbye. Sure. And what was she going to do?
Do it. You know what, Hilaria? Do it. Let's see what happens. Do it. Find another man that's going to go along and pretend that you are of Latin origins. Do it.
And who is the person that sent this to us? But Deanna M. Chang herself.
Deanna Chang. Well, yeah, I can't remember who sent it.
Because he was working? Yeah. I mean,
I need help at home with these 7 children. I need you to help me care for them. Okay, here's the problem with the math of the situation. Someone's got to be providing the funds with which you can feed and house these people.
Period.
So if the senior citizen that you married and are grinding into the ground needs to leave the house once in a while to get some coin, how about you leave your ring on and stop whining? Just go.
Or get a job. How about that? Go get a job.
Yeah, do it. What was she before? A yoga teacher?
A yoga teacher.
You could do that at home. I have many friends who are fitness influencers that
do a YouTube of like a yoga. Like yoga with Adrian. Isn't that person like so rich now? Yeah. Speaking of her, Hilaria Baldwin's memoir, Manual Not Included, has just dropped to my iPhone audiobook. So I'll be listening in and we'll let you know what's going on there.
Okay. If I knew that was happening today, I would have led with that, because obviously my first question is it read in English and Spanish?
I don't know. That's why I did the audiobook.
Okay.
I need to get tabs on just like what accent work we're dealing with.
Hola, me llama Hilaria Louise Baldwin.
And then she goes, I mean, hello.
Is there an entire chapter called Cucumber just to address the scandals?
Should we look? Should I just play part of it right now?
Looking back on my life over the past 15 years or so, I realized that I often felt obligated to defend or explain things about myself. Why did I marry somebody so much older? Why was I making a certain parenting choice? Why did I have so many children?
The answer to all of those questions is digging for gold, baby. I've helped you. Now no one needs to buy the book. I've solved Hilaria's life problems, and I prevented you from spending $14.99.
How on earth am I going to listen to that whole audiobook with her like horrible voice narrating it?
The 30 seconds you just played made me never want to hear her voice again. It's not accent or not. It's not a voice. It's not a voice I want to listen to. Look, many people feel that way about us. Too,
us, sure.
But fuck those people. But they're not here.
Including myself,
Let's go across the pond. We have several royals updates, which of course include the Duchess of Schmuckers. King Charles, who has not yet revealed where his cancer has been, has shared an emotional statement in the past week, just talking about it's been tough. He's appearing like more of a human being in his twilight years. And he rarely talks about it, but he has said, there have been dark moments. It's been emotional. Mm-hmm. At the same time, Harry loses this case where he wants security for his family. Like he wants the British government to pay for the security. He has appealed. They have said, no, you're not entitled to it anymore. We're still sticking to our guns. Harry then, after this, gives an also uncharacteristically emotional interview, reacting to not having British security anymore, and also saying he misses his family and he wants to reconcile with his family. He's starting to get homesick. And I don't think it's because he doesn't have security guards anymore. He's actually starting to get homesick. But then, of course, the Duchess weighs in and posts on Instagram what is being read as a dig to the royal family, where it's just her and the kids with their back to the camera saying like moving on and moving forward. It's like,
I know, but I don't think that that's what it is at all. Like,
I don't know. I think that the timing was really, I think the timing of everything she does is pretty suspect. I think it was a little diabolical. I think when Harry and the King are going through stuff, that Meghan should, and I'm not trying to silence women, particularly
but just like
women
not,
of color.
yeah, just like be off Instagram for like
take
15
the
minutes.
Day off.
Yeah,
just take the day. Let that settle before you're like, guess who else is here? Like, don't
or just like post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got
Post
the
a
kids,
pic
you
of the
got the
jam.
TV show. Yeah, just something.
Yeah.
Your thin, sugary jam. Just post that. Post it.
Thin, sugary jam.
Are we ever going to try it ourselves? Because
I would love
it
to.
was sold out when we tried.
I would love to.
Right?
Has it been restocked, or is she growing the raspberries right now? That could be an answer.
Well, we'd have to call China and see if they're growing the raspberries, because this bitch tried to make us seem that every berry was from Montecito, and we know that is a falsehood.
Oh God!
Absolutely
we
not.
have to call China.
Well, if she can even get them, do you think As Ever's going to shut down now that the tariffs are
The tariffs
full?
are blocking her business. Maybe. I mean,
And
I'm LOL, but like maybe.
I mean, Donald Trump has had such a problem with the Sussexes. Do you think he'll hold a press conference and just say like, we're going to have a 500% tariff on raspberries in 2025 just to fuck with them? Because they were going to revoke his...
He's like, you know what I love? Grape jam. He's like, grape.
And there'll be a run on it.
Yeah.
Or he'll give every other jam from China, he'll lower their tariffs except for hers.
Dear God.
And that'll be
oh my
it.
God. Horrible. Okay.
All right. Are you ready for this next one? Are you ready? I mean, I love Broadway.
Mm-hmm.
I love a vigilante. I love a hot piece of ass. All of these things are coming together in something called Luigi the Musical.
We're going. Dominic, we are going.
This is a real thing. It is happening. Let me look at my notes. It is happening in San Francisco. A San Francisco stage is staging a sickening musical comedy glorifying the alleged United Healthcare CEO gunman. Luigi the Musical debuts at the Taylor Street Theater in San Francisco on June 13th. I'm quoting the Post here. It promises a bold, campy, and unafraid take on the life and times of Luigi Mangione. And get this, my favorite part of this article, the musical even makes light of convicted crypto fraudster Sam Bankman-Fried and accused sex trafficker Sean Diddy Combs. These are supporting roles and references in Luigi the Musical.
Oh God. Why is it going to be so good? I can tell right now, just based on those things, like we're going to love it.
Luigi. I mean, when is Luigi going to trial? I don't know when that happens, but
there was some new thing because his picture was popping up again.
Because he officially pled not guilty last week. Like they're just moving everything forward.
Why is he doing that?
Why is he
just say guilty? Like no, he wants the trial. He wants to do stunts at the trial. That's why.
Speaking of his co-stars in Luigi the Musical, we are fully in.
Yeah, what
it's a Diddy summer in New York City. Jury selection is underway, baby. A white-haired Sean P. Diddy Combs showed up on Monday.
Let me look. I need to see.
It's just a courtroom sketch. We still don't have photographic.
We're not going to have anything. That's the problem with this, is that there's going to be no pictures to put on Instagram, so no one's going to care, which is sad and pathetic, but true.
I don't know. But from the courtroom sketches, he is like he looks like Samuel L. Jackson in Django Unchained. Honestly, he looks like that character. White beard and mustache. He looks just like that. So,
dear God in heaven, Colonel Sanders, basically.
Yeah, like a black Colonel Sanders. I mean, it's pretty insane.
Oh God. Okay, so jury selection started. No, and they didn't select a jury. The fact that he is going to, speaking of people that it's insane that they're going to trial, the fact that he is going to trial, it is otherworldly how bad this is going to be.
Because when you're that rich, you just have
you're like
Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, you're
there
right.
are still new accusers popping up all the time. It's just like, why are you?
No, you're right.
That's someone who needs a firing squad. He's near death and more people keep coming forward. Satisfy everyone and blow his brains out. I realize that's not very constitutional, but honestly, he's withering away in front of us. Like Harvey Weinstein's going to die in the courtroom because
100%. So like that nun that Katy Perry killed, remember?
Did she?
When the nun like went on the stage and then was like giving her testimony about like how she wanted her convent to not be taken over by Katy Perry, and then she literally fell down and died on the stand.
Katy Perry should be launching that woman's ashes into space the next time astronaut Katy Perry goes up there. How dare she?
The P.S. She's getting ripped again. It has not stopped. She is getting destroyed.
The fact that she has not updated or changed the choreography in her Tour of Fools 2025 is unbelievable. Everything about it is lumbering. Every clip I see gets more and more lumbering.
It's worse and worse and worse. And now people are putting up her videos from the Vegas tour and they think that it's from this. But when she had like the corn poop in the toilet.
I remember that, yes.
And like the one when she like forgets the microphone and she goes to sing and she doesn't have her microphone and she has to go run and grab it. Like that's all from her Vegas tour. So she's been up to dumb shit for a while. No one cared before. So we were like, oh, you're like whatever. But her Vegas tour was the one with the toilet and she jumps in the tub and all this weird shit. When she's dressed as Mace Windu, that's now.
Well, we established that wasn't Mace Windu.
I know, but
it was Darth Maul. Okay.
I don't care. Don't care.
As our dear friend Tom says, if I'm Katy Perry, why am I going on tour or to space? I'm just sitting at home on Orlando Bloom's dick. Why do anything else, girl?
Well, why? I know why. What the fuck is he doing?
He's probably just waiting to have Katy Perry come down from space and sit on his dick. He probably hasn't seen her in a year.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, where his career is like a tumbleweed going through a vacant lot. So someone has to pay the bills at their house, you know?
You know, if we were to ever fix Orlando Bloom, I would only insist on doing so under the guise of the dating game, where we just pair him up with someone else and he never sees Katy Perry again.
Yeah. But he's a weirdo now. Did you see remember she put that one video up of him like, and he's sitting at this weird altar in their house and he's like saying these
I haven't seen that.
Shamanic chant. I don't know. It was so fucking, it was the most California LA thing you've ever seen in your whole life. And I was like, oh brother, these two are off the motherfucking deep end.
She's another one who ruins people. She's another one whose hoo-ha drives people insane, and not like in the good way. It literally makes them like unfit to drive a car. That's what she's done to Orlando Bloom. So far. I loved him. I did love him. I mean, I probably still do love him. I just want him to work. Maybe we should fix him now that I'm
maybe we should.
Where the hell is he?
His career's gone. So maybe we should fix him.
All right, let's put him on the list. You know who else might need fixing? The Beckhams in general, just the entire Beckham. There's a family rift going on, which I'm assuming has a lot to do with Brooklyn's wife. And I know there's been problems for a while. David Beckham had a 50th birthday party and Brooklyn did not attend. And so the Beckhams, David and Victoria, and Romeo and Harper and Cruz and all of their significant others post all of these beautiful family tableau on Instagram. No Brooklyn, even though Brooklyn was in the UK at the time. Now, there are conflicting stories about what happened. Supposedly, Brooklyn and his wife, Nicola, tried to see his dad privately before the 50th birthday and were told the only chance they would have to see his parents would be at the actual big bash that was being thrown for the 50th birthday party, and he would not be granted an audience privately.
What the fuck is this? The royal family granted an audience, or like, I want to come privately see my father. I'd be like, hello, you're my parents. Can you like pick up the fucking phone? Like, what, you know what I mean? Like, who the fuck do they think they are?
Well, in their defense, the phrase granted an audience might have been something that I used because I'm a faggot and I like that term. So by granted an audience, I mean just visited.
So this is all you. Sure. This is you doing that. I'm mad
the story didn't even happen. He hasn't even. They've actually been on vacation together for 2 weeks. I made the whole story up. No, but apparently he didn't get to see him and then didn't go to the bash, and so Posh Spice just started posting all the pictures of her with the other 3 kids and their spouses and looking gorgeous, but no No reference to Brooklyn or Nicola. Supposedly, Nicola Peltz is Brooklyn's wife's name. Her dad is a billionaire, and her and Brooklyn spend a lot of their time with her family. You know, when you marry someone, someone's parents always end up, let's not say winning, but they get the couple more than the others.
Sure.
Well, the Peltzes have won the heart of Brooklyn Posh. I'm sure his last name's Brooklyn Posh Beckham.
Brooklyn Posh.
So yeah, there are a lot of people
weird.
that are fully invested. I don't know. I thought they were the perfect family.
Also, it's just like, go to your dad's 50th birthday party. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, just suck it up.
Like Tom Cruise and what is her name? Eva Longoria are going to be there, you know?
You mean Anna? No, Anna de Armas is who he's dating.
I'm just saying
separately they're both
Eva
there.
Longoria was also there, yeah.
Speaking of Tom Cruise, he and Anna de Armas are still going strong. They've been seen out on several dates together. You know, Mission Impossible 44 is about to come out, so we'll see if he drags her down the red carpet if her Scientology questionnaire has been approved by them.
If her contract has been signed, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And while we're talking about couples news, Gigi Hadid and Bradley Leonard Cooper are officially an Instagram couple now. She is posted.
What in the beard is going on?
I don't know, baby, but I saw her at the Met Gala. We'll talk about her after the vital messages. A, why were you there? B, I didn't like what she wore.
Yeah, boring.
And C, I don't.
Here we go.
I made it official last night. I don't like the Hadids. I just don't. I look at them. I'm like, I know families here in the Bronx that deserve to be famous more than this family. There's nothing. They're answering Lala Anthony's interview questions, and everything that comes out is just dust. It's nothing. It's like, why are you, what are you contributing to the celebrity landscape? And the answer is literally nothing. It's absolutely nothing. You're occupying space until Bradley Cooper starts fucking Antonio Banderas or however that's going to end. You're not doing anything right now. Do you look like a young Goldie Hawn? Yes. So does Kate Hudson. Stay home. It's like, we don't need you anymore.
Yeah.
Bye.
It's hard. Yeah. Lala Anthony. My God, here we go.
Now
we have a lot to talk about.
I can do a full hour monologue on Lala Anthony from last night. I love Lala Anthony.
No,
I do.
Same. It's just, we know.
She has been misused in every professional endeavor she's done for the past 10 years. Like, possible. I feel like people don't know what to do with her, and they keep putting her in these situations. And that outfit, I can't. I'm getting so gay I might faint.
Okay.
You know, sometimes you get so gay, it just bubbles over. You feel like everything's going to fall off. That's what happened. Like, okay.
P.S. Still getting so much support for us screaming about how he's taking jobs away from real cam operators. And then whenever I was posting my picture with a camera on my shoulder, they were like, taking jobs away.
Yeah. Not only, it wasn't.
They're like, who are you, Bradley Cooper?
Right. But it wasn't they who was posting that. It was me who led the charge. And if you don't know what we're talking about, last week, Christopher put up slides from his latest project. And in one of them, Christopher DeRosa, who has been lambasting Bradley Louise Cooper for being a camera operator on his latest film, has the unmitigated gaudacity to post a picture of himself holding a camera, taking jobs away from a cash-starved industry. This is the nerve. The nerve. Do you want to explain yourself to the listenership now?
No.
Why are you credited on that production as a camera operator?
I'm not. It was just for the photo. Unlike Bradley, who's like in like, what is it? Grand Concourse. Grand Central Station, being like, we're shooting over here. Like
Bradley Louise is a union member now. There's no doubt. Like she's gone the full 9. There's no doubt.
And know that like he's like doing this, and it's like one of the person he's working under is truly one of the, according to like the camera people that I was talking to, one of the best one of the best DPs like in existence. You know what I mean? Really? Not even like, yeah.
Wow. I mean, of course they are, because he's not going to do it unless he can make himself seem better than someone who actually knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch The Conners?
No. But I loved Roseanne back in the day, obviously.
Loved Roseanne. I watched the first season of The Conners. I didn't really keep up with it. A lot of people who did loved it. In fact, when we had Bruce Valanche on
he said
this
that
broadcast,
I thought about that a lot, actually.
I was very surprised when we asked, what is he watching now? And he said he loves The Conners, the writing on The Conners. So The Conners, the series has finale. I guess it was on for 5 years, I think. And it was over. They spoke about Roseanne, the character of Roseanne, a lot in the finale. I don't know that Roseanne's made a statement about it yet, but also someone was not, I don't know what the story is, if there was a falling out, but the kid who played DJ, Michael Fishman, who I believe is now in his late 60s, not invited, not back on the show. So they talked about the racist woman, but they did not bring one of the actual living cast members back who wasn't a racist. So problematic show. I don't think I'll go back and watch it. I lobbied at the time for the show to just be called Jackie, so Laurie Metcalf could just do her thing and have her own series. But 5 years is a long time for any sort of series. It really, for me, was under the radar. If you watched The Conners and loved it, please DM us and tell us why. And if we should be binging it in retrospect. And that's that, but it's done. The Roseanne legacy is over. That's a long run, 98, 08, 18. Like, this is a family that's been on television for
that is true.
35 years. And now they're done.
Wow.
It's a hell of a run. We'll just deliver one line for this next story, just for journalistic purposes. Russell Brand made bail last week, and his trials of the 4 women that he's accused of assaulting are moving forward. A moment of silence for the apocalypse, and we move on. Did you see this lawsuit that the person who owns the Sphere in Las Vegas has issued a cease and desist from Beyonce Louise Carter Knowles?
For what?
Because there's a video in the Cowboy Carter tour where apparently she walks, she's like a giant woman walking down the Las Vegas Strip and lifts up the Sphere and plays with it or something. It's nothing insulting or harmful, but the people who own the Sphere were like, excuse me, Beyonce Giselle,
no.
you do not have permission to do this. So I don't know if there's any sort of rectification. I don't know. What else is she supposed to do? What else is she supposed to do? Kick the Venetian? I mean, what else? It's the most visually appealing thing in Vegas right now. Of course she's going to pick it up.
Here's what I have to say. The Sphere. I'm talking to you. You're a sphere. What is this? Sorry, you're a sphere that has monitors all over it. Sorry to tell you. You should be fucking happy that she did this in the music video.
I mean, that's what I think.
And this is what you're not going to do, is do litigation with her, because she's going to fuck your shit up. Period.
Well, there's a B story here where it's I think that the Sphere tried to get Beyonce to do a residency in Vegas, or maybe they're still talking about a couple of dates and it didn't work out, because from what I'm hearing is that Beyonce would require the Sphere to close down for 2 solid weeks so she and her team could do full dress in 2 weeks before, because that's her routine.
And that's also how you put on a real show.
Well, the Sphere said no, because the Sphere is an expensive thing to run. And they're like, we can't close ever. We're sort of like 7-Eleven. So we have to if we close, we die.
Yeah. So before you start sending out lawsuits, get your business model under control. How about that?
Yeah. Beyonce's indestructible, Sphere. I'm just telling you.
Yeah. Be happy that she's doing that. Maybe someone will want to go there then.
She'll buy you and dismantle you. Beyonce has the power to have the Blue Origin not only go into space when she wants, but aim itself at you and just destroy you, even full of people. She doesn't care. Beyonce doesn't care. She's not doing a cease and desist from a structure.
A cease and desist.
A cease and desist. She's not doing it.
You're so stupid. No, but that's the dumbest thing. It's so fucking stupid.
Just checking in with Justin Bieber. Not sure if he's in Europe yet, but friends are concerned about him every week. This week, they're concerned about him going broke. That's this. They feel like he's spent.
Are they serious? This is just made up stories. There has to be.
I don't know. I feel like every Tuesday, someone at the New York Post calls someone who went to elementary school with Justin Bieber and says,
Justin Bieber's
what are you concerned about? What are you concerned about this week? And this week it's that they're concerned that he's going broke.
Insane.
Well, I mean, look, this is the thing. If they go broke, Stephen Baldwin is his father-in-law. They could always live off the Stephen Baldwin money if they run out of.
He's
Justin
working,
Bieber
as I saw when I had to watch one episode of that show where they're like Navy SEALs or whatever, World's Toughest.
Yes.
What the fuck is it called? And he's like, he's like, I don't even know. And he's like, I have a gig after this. I can't be doing this. And he left after on the first episode.
At least we know he's got a paycheck. The principal performer rate for a series, I believe, is up to like $1,400. So you guys, you can split that 3 ways and with your kid. So
he's going to be fine. Yeah.
They'll be okay. Tony nominations came out. The only real surprise for me was that Othello with Denzel Washington and Jake Gyllenhaal got 0 nominations. Everyone thought it was just because it's like one of the most expensive, other than Good Night and Good Luck, starring George Clooney, which did get a nomination for George Clooney. It breaks a record every week for the highest grossing play ever on Broadway. Like Good Night and Good Luck and Othello keep trading spots with that because they're both insanely expensive. But the Tony Committee was like, yeah, we don't actually care.
They're like, we don't care about that at all. They never have. That's why that theater has no money in it. You know what I mean?
We don't care about it. So as everyone predicted, including us, the best actress in a Tony, we have Nicole for Pussycat Boulevard, Audra for Gypsy, the 2 women from Death Becomes Her, Megan Hilty and Jennifer Simard. And in the 5th spot, Jasmine Amy Rogers, who's getting raves in Boop, the musical about Betty Boop.
Not Boop.
Not Boop. I don't have a desire to see it, but she's getting really good. She's getting really good.
Either. Did we talk about this already? Do kids know who Betty Boop is? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, does someone know? Like, I barely know who she is, let alone.
Absolutely no idea. Audra McDonald got her 11th Tony Award nominations. She continues to hold the record. I wonder what's going to happen. Will it be Audra or will it be Nicole, or will someone split those votes and be like, I didn't like either one of them?
I don't know. I think that the Oprah blood hug was powerful. So I feel
you think that Oprah was transferring energy in that?
I don't know. I just think that it resonated with audiences. And so I don't know. Who knows?
I wonder if we should have Olivia Benson look at that video of Nicole and Oprah hugging, because I bet we would find out that the blood on Oprah's blouse, maybe it wasn't from Nicole.
Maybe it was
it was Oprah's blood. No, maybe Oprah was transferring her Lilith vampire-esque qualities to Nicole. Maybe that's how it went.
Well, you should just lean out the window and talk to Olivia Benson herself and get her on the case.
If only she'd come. She only came last spring. She didn't come this year. I'm a little bit upset.
Yeah.
But wrapping up the Tonys with 10 nominations each, Buena Vista Social Club, Death Becomes Her, and Maybe Happy Ending. Also nominated for Best Musical, Dead Outlaw and Operation Mincemeat. And because we're huge fans of Succession here, we should note out that Sarah Snook, who's playing all 26 roles in The Picture of Dorian Gray, has been nominated for Best Actress in a Play, which she will likely win.
I still have no idea. That to me is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's not just her like schizophrenically like hopping around. They use a lot
of wig on. Yeah.
There's a lot of tech in the show, like with video and audio.
It's like
and
her
stuff.
ghost comes and it's like a different character. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I know
cool though.
Everyone I know who has seen it has said it's pretty mind blowing. So congratulations to everybody. Please, if you can afford it, come to New York and see a Broadway show. Even when we started this podcast, I would say to people, please come to New York and see a show. Now I feel guilty for saying it because
it's like they're like emptying their bank account. Yeah.
These post-COVID prices are just too much. Oh, and before we forget, Oh, Mary obviously got nominated for Best Play and Best Actor. Everyone who's ever seen it is pulling for it to win because it's absolute genius.
In every way.
In every way. It's almost as funny as this podcast. Almost as funny.
Thank God.
Speaking of funny, we're about to talk about the Met Gala, which, by the way, not as many misses as usual. People planned it out. People planned it out because, and we'll discuss this, I think they were so terrified of violating the theme
100%.
that they were buttoned the fuck up.
Good, which they should be.
And it worked. It was a fun night. My jaw didn't drop too many times, but I nodded in tacit approval pretty steadily. And there weren't that many bombs, but there still were some.
Yeah, we'll be talking about it.
We'll be here with celebrity stylist Charlotte Rose Coleman to discuss this mess, Gala, after these vital messages.
Are you looking for a new job or want a career change? Look no further than Monster.com. Need a little help standing out? Our expert resume writing services will make sure you shine. Want to brush up on your interview skills? Engage with our AI interview prep tool. Want some advice on negotiating your new salary? Visit our salary tools and extensive library of career advice articles, and you'll have all the tips and tricks you'll need to succeed. Visit Monster.com today and take the first step towards your career. Monster.com. Find your right job fit.
Dominic.
Christopher.
We have someone who is my boss, someone who I get Diet Cokes for, someone who lit the internet on fire with our beautiful reels of me talking on the phone and screaming at people for no reason, fakely. Her name is Charlotte Rose Coleman, stylist to the stars. And she's here.
Thank you, guys.
We're back. We're back for the Mess Gala 2025, which I must say was not that much of a mess.
It wasn't.
Not as messy this year. But before we move forward with CRC on our broadcast today, I would like to say, listeners, if you have not seen the Chris DeRosa CRC Instagram collab where Chris is acting as this diva's assistant repeatedly, I highly recommend that you get over to one of their Instagram pages right away. And if you are a comedy writer or an influencer, if you're not seeing, at the very least, a web series with these two, I think you should get out of the business. Someone make
not
this
a web
happen.
series. Not a web series.
Well, I was trying to go as base as possible.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
it deserves to air after Matlock on CBS is what it deserves.
Oh, God.
So,
Anywho.
yes, I mean, we were top lining. Charlotte, what did you, at the end of the night when you leaned back in your chair with your unopened Diet Coke, waiting for Chris to come in and open it, what was your headline for the evening?
I think my headline was that everyone got it. They got it. They're like, okay, it was so much easier than last year. Last year was so vague. All we saw was floral prints. This year, we're like, okay, we understand.
What was last year again? I can't even remember what
was like. It was like Alice in Wonderland, but then it was also like Through the Hourglass. Or remember, it was like Sands of Time.
Right.
Like,
That's
Sands
right.
of Time, but dead florals. Like it was very confusing.
Yeah. It didn't make any
This was
sense.
super straightforward. When I went to bed at the end of the night, I was like, okay, you had to purposely try to mess this one up.
A few did.
Yeah, the people who flapped, I was like, okay, we chose not to listen to the assignment.
And that assignment, let's really quickly just say let's explain what it is.
Sure. When it was released, we talked at length on this podcast when we heard that the theme was Superfine, Tailoring Black Style. All we did was shake our heads that this was a bad idea because, we thought that people wouldn't get it. We thought that every white celebrity was either going to say no to the invitation or show up and fuck the rest of their lives up with the image of them walking on the carpet. But that really didn't happen. And somehow it morphed from that stated theme to being about Black dandyism. And not that those two things aren't mutually exclusive, but in the 2 weeks before the Met Gala, we didn't really hear about tailoring Black style. We just heard about dandy, dandy, dandy. Here is what the internet says is a Black dandy. A Black dandy refers to an individual, particularly a man, who uses fashion as a powerful means of self-expression, resistance, and assertion of identity, especially in the context of challenging societal limitations and negative perceptions related to race, class, and other social hierarchies. It is a practice rooted in the history of Black men reclaiming their dignity and challenging stereotypes through clothing and style, period. I mean, I think that's I think we're all getting a visual of exactly what that means. And I think that almost everyone who came nailed it. I mean, they did their version of it. And I agree with CRC that it was an easier assignment for people than last year.
Well, because like they knew what it was. Like, do you know what I mean? Like the people putting it on knew what they wanted people to show up in. Whereas
and I'm
last
surprised.
Year,
I thought they were going to fuck it up. I really thought some people were going to cross the line and not get it.
Miley did not wear cornrows like I predicted she would.
There were no Afro puffs on white people.
Yeah, there was no blackface. Thank God. Yeah, there was no blackface.
As a side, that has nothing to do with the Met Gala. When I was in like 6th grade, I hosted a Halloween party and someone came to my Halloween extravaganza as Aretha Franklin in blackface as a 6th grade.
Stop.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Some people still don't understand that's inappropriate.
Yeah,
and that was a long time. And that has not been appropriate for a long time. So
yeah, sure.
pleasantly surprised.
God. I think the biggest shocker of the whole thing, we talked about already, Rihanna's pregnant again.
Yeah.
Rihanna's like, you won't get me out of the house unless I'm like 9 months pregnant, ready to blow.
I feel like this was always the goal. You know what I mean? She's like, let me be a billionaire. Let me stay in the home. Let me pop out these kids. Like she had a goal. And I think that we all just thought it was like, oh, she's going to release this amazing music eventually. We talk about this every year. She's like, no, I'm in the house.
Yeah. Yep.
It really is. Sometimes Chris and I fix people and we're like, why is your career over? Where have you been? And we forget, because we are men and selfish ones, that sometimes women have to raise children. And so they can't be entertaining you
and want to
times.
raise children. They're like, I want to take 4 years off and actually raise my kids and not have like 17 nannies raise them. Yeah.
Right. Turns out that sometimes having children isn't a hostage situation. I am unfamiliar with the alternative, but
I loved her outfit. I thought it was like
she looked great.
It's like exactly on the theme. I loved that the long coat was the dress, like was the skirt, and you saw the like shoulder pads behind her, like kind of as a bustle, right? Like I don't know. I liked it. I really thought it was cool. I loved the red little ascot. I was into it.
My question to you two. Did you ever feel bored? Did you feel like, oh, everyone's doing the same thing? Like, how did you perceive it as non-fashionistas?
I felt not as bored because here's why. I was like, oh, it's a lot of suiting, which I like that. So I was like interested in seeing all the suiting. I think the people that did it really well. I saw Demi Moore's and she had like this big, like weird, like hoop thing on that was like what you would normally think of when you think of the Met Gala. And I was like, oh, this doesn't fit in at all. And she looks weird. And normally I'd be like, I love this. This is so great, blah, blah. And I like actually, like I get when, if some people were like, oh, this was so boring, which I do understand because it wasn't like, here's like me popping out of a cake, like in the, you know what I mean? Or like remember when Katy Perry was like literally a chandelier? Like it wasn't this like, avant-garde, like
it wasn't as stunty as it usually
is.
I wasn't bored. I wasn't bored, but I did clock that a lot of the looks were similar because everyone sort of had the same idea of what they were basing their looks on. I thought Demi Moore looked like she was wrapped in a ribbon licorice. I didn't like her dress at all. She looked uncomfortable. She had to hold it. If you've got to physically hold your outfit when you're moving, and I say this to drag queens as well, don't do it. Like, just don't. You're not going to look comfortable. Yeah. If you don't look comfortable, I'm instantly uncomfortable. Demi Moore, by the way, flawless from head to toe. Just as always, just wasn't very much into the dress.
Like when Katy Perry was the cheeseburger, you know what I mean? She like, had to keep taking it off. Like what is this? Yeah, anyway.
But there were very few stunts, you know, like there was no Billy Porter being carried in like Judy Tenuta by the pit crew on a, dress like Cleopatra. We didn't have that this year.
We didn't have a ton of reveals either. We had some, but I feel like speaking of drag queens, the Met Gala is the perfect opportunity for a reveal.
Yeah.
And I was actually thinking there might be more.
You know what I will say though? I feel like it's gotten like so stunty. Yeah. And it's gotten like so much more about the reveal than like what they're wearing or any of the stuff being like so unwearable on purpose, which I do get. But I feel like that then went into chaos last year. And I feel like everyone like brought us back down to earth.
Yeah.
Not to invoke Katy Perry a third time, but
no, it was a fashion show.
Like, you know what I mean? It was like, we were like brought back to like, these are going to be like some very odd, like unwearable, avant-garde-ish, like suiting things that I think did really well. But we were brought back down to like humanity and not like stunt queen the world. Right.
Yeah.
Totally.
There were some stunts though. I mean, there definitely were stunts. Like for the rest of my life, I will never forget Diana Ross walks into the building
Incredible.
and the carpet just clears and everyone, there's a shot on the Vogue, the YouTube stream where you can see people trying to line other people up to get behind Diana Ross, and Zendaya's like, no one's moving until Diana is up. And in the museum, we're all staying right the fuck here. And they just let that woman have the carpet to herself for 10 solid minutes. And it was worth it because she was Diana Ross. I mean,
it was incredible.
It was incredible. One of the best moments of the night was her too. She also hasn't been to the Met Gala in over 20 years, which seems impossible, but she was there with her gorgeous son, Evan, who was emulating Michael Jackson in his dandy look last night. They just looked phenomenal. They started the evening off pretty well for me, I have to be honest.
I agree. And I also thought her daughter, Tracy Ellis Ross, looked incredible.
Yes.
I know that might not be everyone's cup of tea. And I clocked it when I saw her on the carpet. I was like, people are not going to get this, but the fashion people in Marc Jacobs, we're going to understand this. Like, I love the oversizedness. I loved the coloring. I just thought it was so fun. And it also genuinely felt like it was her. Like she probably styled it herself in a way.
Yeah.
Agree. And that's what you want from the Met Gala. You know, it was like, it wasn't too over the top, but it wasn't something you'll wear to the diner. She was perfect. She looked absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I didn't like it when I first saw it, but now that I'm like looking at it again, like the bow in the back, like when you see the back, it looked really good. Like and that is like what Met Gala is like this crazy, crazy, crazy version of like a suit that you would wear.
100%.
You know, what other favorites do we have?
I mean, if we're going to talk about stunts, we can't not talk about Janelle Monáe.
I think it's my favorite look. It's my favorite look of the night, like period. And I think it might be one of my favorite looks like ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, because she is like the suit. Like she always wears a suit. That's her thing. And so everyone's like, the anticipation is like, oh, she's going to kill this. And then for her to be wearing something that's just basically a box that looks like a suit is so genius to me. Right? No?
Yeah. Well, it's also amazing because the cape or the jacket or the box, whatever it is, it clearly was the outfit. And so when she revealed it, it was so much more interesting.
Yeah.
I also just in general with Janelle Monáe, we knew we were going to get something big from her.
Yeah.
I felt the same way about Coleman Domingo, where I was like, I have such high hopes for you because you just are like a red carpet king, queen.
And again, Charlotte, as we both have said on the set of Wear Whatever the F You Want, we were like, he is men's fashion. Like he's the cutting edge of men's fashion.
He is truly the moment now.
Yes.
He's having the best time.
And I know no one wants to hear this from me because I'm so obsessed with him. I actually didn't love. I was a little underwhelmed with him. Because his tailoring for the red carpet season was so incredible that I just, unfortunately, it's hard when you're at the top of your game to come to this done. And everyone wants you to, do so well. Did you see he had that like robe on that was almost like, it reminded me of like a Baptist church choir woman. Yes. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it was like, and I loved the nod to that. And I thought that was really, really cool. And then when he took the thing off, it was good, but it's like, his outfit was something, the suit was, it was like, you've done way better than this already. So I was expecting like a times 10 version from you. Well, it was also kind of oversized in a way that I'm like, you're so known for all of this, like fine tailoring, the cuts, the lacing it up in the center. So for me, I was just kind of like, oh, this isn't what I thought was going to be. When I saw him in the cape, I was like, okay, we're getting ready for the big reveal. And then when he took it off, cute, but like, huh? What I loved was that the cape itself was sort of a nod to Andre Leon Talley, which it really is heartbreaking that he passed away before this was the theme of the Met Gala, because he would have been one of the co-chairs for sure. And he would have turned it out. A million. And every time Coleman mentioned him in an interview, I thought it was really sweet. I also think he didn't take that cape off right away on the red carpet and on the blue carpet. And I thought to myself, this is an unwinnable situation for Coleman Domingo, because he is such the moment in men's fashion right now. And he's co-chairing this and he's been all over the press leading up to it. And I sort of, before he even took the cape off, I was like, this isn't going to like make the tectonic plates
move because it's like too tall of an order. It was like when RuPaul walked the carpet when the theme was camp. It's like, what on earth is Ru going to do that's going to be camp that we haven't seen in the past 40 years? And I just thought Coleman's been nominated back-to-back Oscars, and we have seen him turn fashion inside out. Like how it's almost like it was like an impossible task. He still looked good though. And getting to see him in interviews, is great.
I will say the mixed prints of all of these things, like the flower with the little like scarf as a tie thing, I really like. But it's like I would expect him to wear this like to an interview.
Yes.
Right? Like for like something.
Because
you know what I mean?
So up there.
But yeah, it's just because we love him so much that we're like,
we do. Yeah.
As a side note, that speaking of Andre Leon Talley, so back in my Vogue days, obviously he was still there. And I always remember that he would fax Karl Lagerfeld, and he said that's the only way to get a hold of him. And for some reason, that always just sits with me that Andre Leon had a fax machine and that he was so insistent to send faxes.
I know, but that's so interesting though, because it's such like an OG. It's such an analog, quote unquote, way to communicate. You know what I mean? Like,
which about my time there, and I'm always like, I'm sure things are much more modern, but things back in that period of time, I'm like, we were faxing. Like, it just feels like it was another world.
Faxing in general has always, like, whenever I would fax something, I'd be on the phone with the people while I was faxing them and say to them, you do understand I could read you what's on this paper quicker than you're going to receive it through this dumb fucking machine. Why anyone would prefer fax is bizarre to me. Bizarre.
Oh, goodness.
It took me a minute to come up with my absolute favorite. And I know you were working yesterday. I did text you about who I thought won the night. And no one after this person, but God forgive me. But Nicole Scherzinger, when she was on that carpet, I just drew breath. I don't know why. The faggot in me is absolutely obsessed with her. It doesn't matter. She could have been wrapped in a MAGA hat. She could have just worn MAGA hats on her breasts and hoo-ha. And I think I still would have been obsessed with her. She is such a star to me now. And every time I now see her in public, I figured that in her head, she's thinking to herself, can you believe someone actually put me in a band with other people to share the spotlight at one point? How dare this planet treat me this way? And now every time she shows up, she is flawless. I don't know how much what she wore had to do with the theme, but she was just breathtaking, man. She is so fucking beautiful. It's crazy.
Yeah. Charlotte, what did you think?
You know, she wouldn't have been my winner of the night. I was saying that, like, when I saw her, I was like, wow, as always, her boobs are incredible. How did they sit so high? Why are they so well shaped? You know, I love that for her. You know, she's a gorgeous woman. I definitely think when she's been on the red carpets recently, I noticed her as well, just for like her beauty. I also then try to tune her out because I know that she's Queen MAGA. But like,
I know, it's tough.
Okay, you know who I'm scrolling through and seeing and liking is Alicia Keys. Did we see Alicia Keys? She has this red pinstripe suit on with this like kind of like long, elongated, like almost like puffer coat.
I hope I'm not getting this wrong, but I believe it was designed by Montclair. And
that like makes sense to me. It's like their colors. I think it's really cool.
It's very, very cool. And I liked the headpiece as well. I liked that her and her husband coordinated. I loved that he was in a do-rag. He was like one other than...
Tiana Taylor.
She also had a do-rag on. But
I loved hers as like... She almost looks like a Chicago gangster with it. Like, I know some people did have cigars, but like she did she kind of was doing like a Chicago gangster guy with a cane. And like, I thought it was like the best. I thought hers was great.
She kind of gave me pirate vibes too. I don't know
why. A little bit, yeah.
Oh, she looked like Captain Hook. She was one of my, I love Tiana Taylor, did not like her outfit.
Oh, I kind of liked it.
And I thought Alicia Keys, like, I liked that her and her husband had matching outfits and I thought that was cute. I also thought, I just thought she looked like Rick James. I hated the headpiece. I didn't like the outfit. I don't know why I was just so disappointed in hers. I don't know why.
Okay, what if I throw this name at you?
Throw it.
Doechii. That was my favorite.
Loved Doechii.
Incredible.
I was waiting. I was like, come on, someone's got to say her. It's definitely, she is my best dress.
It's at It's at the perfect time for her to be best dressed.
Yeah.
She's like
100%.
just killed it. She's just done all these great things. You know what I mean? It's like, it's the perfect time for her to be like, okay, now everyone knows who I am and is like looking to me, and I'm going to like define who I am as a celebrity on this red carpet, basically. And I think it was great. Everything.
My notes.
This was an outfit that like really felt like it was for the culture. Like for me, it really felt like it was for the culture. I saw the references to Dapper Dan in it. You know, Dapper Dan, this amazing guy in Harlem who's been taking pieces, like he did a collab with Gucci for forever, stitching these logos together, but making it in such a cool, authentic way. I was told there's a lot of pieces of his in the exhibit.
Yep. So and he was there last night.
Yeah,
he walked the carpet last night. Yeah.
He just like, in general, her outfit felt so modern and hip hop.
And very her. Like when she was in those Tom Brown outfits at the Grammys and stuff, like this is like the next evolution of that, you know?
Well, I think some people were really surprised she didn't wear Tom Brown, but I kind of understand as like a hip hop artist wanting to go with someone like Pharrell to design it. The cigar was giving me like Big Pimpin' Jay-Z time. Like it was just giving me a lot of flashes of hip hop mixed with tailoring in a way that I was like, oh, this like warms my soul.
This was the only note on my list. She was the only person, Doechii, who I wrote would wear this.
Yeah, sure.
That. That is like, I absolutely love.
And then the pants being the pattern of like the bags, like incredible. You know what I mean? Like the checkered bag, like it's so,
Also, her team choosing to let her wear her hair out in an afro.
Yeah.
It was all
perfect.
Really, really, really well done. Like for me, sometimes when I look at the Met, I'm always like, oh, I like the outfit. What happened with the glam? Or what's going on? Like there's no glam and the dress is giving. So that was like very harmonious for me.
Yeah.
I also think she had grills on. I have to go back and look at the photo.
What did we think of Cynthia Erivo?
Loved.
I loved it, but I'm like, is this on theme? But like, I loved the coat so much. And I didn't know that she had this like tattoos on her legs.
I feel like sometimes it's kind of this catch-22 where it's like, you take a reference from something and do you really want to over-explain it? And I felt like watching her live last night, taking interviews, felt like she's spending a lot of time explaining the outfit. And sometimes I kind of want to catch it and get it.
We get it.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, just the time she spent explaining her nails. And I just was like, oh my gosh, just a lot of explanation. And you just want it to be like, it was very impactful in a beautiful way. But I think for me, my favorite outfits are always the ones that like right away I see it. I'm like, oh my God, so smart. Like I didn't get that Demi Moore's dress was a tie. And everyone's like, you didn't get it? No, I didn't get it.
Until you just said that, I didn't get it.
So that's the loop when you tie the tie. And that's why it had those stripes.
Over your neck. Yeah.
Correct.
Oh God. Okay, well, it didn't.
Again, too conceptual.
And plus, like, we need to see like that diamond thing like on her chest that's like covering her boobs that is like the tie knot. You know what I mean?
Honestly, I'm looking at it now again, and now that's all I can see. Like the way that the patterns are going against each other between above and below her waist, she is a tie. I wish that I had seen that last night, and I wish she didn't have to hold the loop up.
It wasn't right.
It still doesn't work for me. No.
It wasn't right. No. And I get that she wanted to do that, but it's like the Janelle Monáe like weirdness thing that worked. Whereas like this was like, no, you're just dressed up as a tie. Like when Katy Perry was the cheeseburger.
Correct. Cynthia Erivo is sort of in a lose-lose situation like Coleman is too, because she's in the midst of like being a fashion moment herself.
Well, she's just delivered like so
Cynthia
many
Erivo,
moments,
you know?
Yeah. She also just had so many looks. Like we've seen her in so many different looks like over the past year of just like this premiere, this premiere, this premiere, this premiere, this interview, this thing. And so it's like, well, she's probably like, I'm out of looks, guys. Like I've done it. Like, what can I do?
Right. And she's probably got a closet full of shit she's about to wear for the next 6 months as well.
Yeah.
So how does this stand out?
Yes.
So she defaulted into, she was a little Elphaba. I mean, because that's what she's going to do in 2025.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no knocks on the outfit. It's just one of those things for me always that I'm like, trying to catch it. Mm-hmm. The other thing that I was trying to catch last night is why Louis Vuitton put everyone in a bodysuit and tights.
Oh, interesting.
A lot of people were wearing that. One of them obviously being Sabrina Carpenter.
Wait, I was just going to bring her up. I kind of liked this. No, yes.
So it's so funny. This is where our hot debate will be. When she came out on the carpet, my brain just like I don't know why my brain went there, but all I could see is Britney Spears in Circus.
I literally said it's like Madonna. I literally said like she's like Madonna back in the day, like is what I kind of said. But yeah, I understand Britney Spears Circus as well.
It just really felt like she was like a ring master.
Yeah.
Her hair for me was like, I swear to God, it had to have been a wig, but it was so...
No, it was a wig, 100%.
Yeah, it was not well done. No. I feel like she's had the same hair. And again, like Met Gala, big opportunity.
To like do something different. Yeah.
Yeah.
So short. The bodysuit just makes her look even shorter.
Yeah.
And she's wearing the biggest shoes. And I just was like, this isn't flattering. Like, I love the idea of it. I would have been interested to see it on someone else. I've also seen it look.
Yeah.
Kendall Jenner did that look with the black sequin thing. It was the exact same outfit.
No, I just thought it was cute, but you are right. It is not fashion forward or pushing any boundary one time at all. But I just thought she looked good. She also does look like a sexy blackjack dealer, and that'll always like get me going. Like
even no matter what she wears, she actually looks like a sexy blackjack dealer, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Can I give 3 words to you to get your reaction? This is one of my favorites of the night. Jodie Turner-Smith. What do we think?
Hands down, gorgeous, color immaculate, tailoring immaculate, fabrication immaculate, hat placement immaculate.
Head to toe. She's my number 2 for the night behind.
Yeah, she was my
Nicole.
number 2 behind Doechii. Incredible.
CRC,
I'm just getting
help
eyes
me.
on it.
What is the color that Jodie Turner-Smith was wearing? Like, what would be the word to describe it?
I think the color I'm going to call it is like mahogany. I mean, this color is so rich. Like calling it like a wine color would be like a disservice to how beautiful this outfit was. And the coloring, the way it went with her skin tone, where it almost just felt so tonal.
Oh I got hungry when I saw it.
She's so beautiful.
She looked like a dessert to me. She looked absolutely delicious. Like really scrumptious from head to toe. It was just perfect.
When I see her, I always like Pacey fumbled the bag.
Yeah, period. Period.
Now, I'm not trying to start any shit, but I think that I caught on the Vogue live stream, which I couldn't rewind for some reason, which is getting on my nerves. That I don't know if she has a partner and that also her designer was there as well. It looked like they were getting into a skirmish on the blue carpet when it came time to pose with her, and they kept cutting away from it. But I think they were like maybe physically swiping at each other. I could just be making this up, but they were definitely aggravated. And I wanted to scream by bullhorn, let this woman have her moment. This is not about all of you surrounding her.
I'm waiting for Demois then. Because there's going to be someone who's like, last night, this is what happened. And I'm going to...
This is the Met Gala for me. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Jodie
this outfit,
Turner-Smith.
it's like, like this is the Met Gala. Like it's this crazy thing. You would never wear this in real life. It is avant-garde. It's over the top, but it's not like it's like just stunty enough. And it's so good.
Yeah.
My God.
So good.
The color alone too, that color is just, that's what really hit me. And that hat. Ooh.
Yeah. The hat was perfect.
I love it.
Perfect. How on earth did they keep that on her head is really the question. I'd love to know.
There's an actual human being
like inside there. Yeah.
In the fetal position.
We have talked about other red carpet, like remember they had like the champagne carpet or the pink carpet or something like that like looked like shit last year. I feel this room looks so expensive.
Yes.
Do you agree? I feel that like the styling of the flower carpet and the flower wall with the flower hedge with the photographers, I feel like I'm in a very expensive place where like last year, I feel like we were like ripping on the carpet being like ugly.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah. No, I think everyone looked amazing on that carpet. That carpet was like a game changer.
Yeah.
It elevated the clothes for sure.
What did you guys think of Rachel Dolezal's outfit? She was working coat check. What? Did you guys not see it?
No, we didn't.
Do you think that she was sitting at home screaming, "Where is my invitation"?
No, I don't think so.
She's she's still in witness protection.
Oh God.
All right. Well, we've been here for a minute and we have to talk about this.
It's time to slam some people.
Oh, I'm ready.
It's not even just some people, but we just have to. We need to talk about Lorde. We need to talk about Lorde. We need to talk about that titty cummerbund that she was wearing. And
I liked it. She like doesn't do stuff like this. I'm surprised she was even there.
No
like,
shit. Yeah, no shit. If you watch her posing on the carpet, when I tell you, I would truly rather watch. It is less cringy to watch Donald Trump dance than it is to watch her pose for these photographers. Moving in and out of the poses, it was like watching a brain-damaged puppy try to find food in a grocery store. I'm sorry. Google it.
She doesn't do stuff like this. I'm surprised she even went, honestly, because it's
just not for her.
No.
It's not for her. So her team should tell her not to do it.
She'll be the first person to tell you that it's not for her. Do you know what I mean? So that's, I think, the other... Like, even when she did the song with Charlie XCX where they worked it out on the remix, and she's like when they were at Coachella together, like, Charlie's like doing her thing, and then Lorde comes out in like what I can only describe as stunna shades, and is like trying to be like Charlie and be like, yeah, but she like isn't like that. She's like a weirdo from New Zealand who like just, you know what I mean? Like a weird girl.
It's an unfair thing to do, is putting her on that carpet.
Correct.
It is unfair. I like Lorde, by the way. Now, I hope I haven't been too mean to her. Just for the record, I would look the same way in my tank top on the Met Gala carpet. Like, obviously, I would look identical, but don't do that to this girl.
No,
let her sing.
It's bad. It's bad. Her new song, though, is great.
Oh, I don't know.
It yet. I can't wait.
Good. It's good. Yeah, no, she had no business being there, is the problem.
I also loved Patrick Schwarzenegger last night.
He looks cute.
You know, one does, to quote the Birdcage, one does want a hint of color, and there were several hints. He didn't look uncomfortable at all. He looked like a model. I mean, he comes from stock, obviously.
Yeah, he looks good. I don't find him that attractive, and I think he looks great here.
Yeah, mm-hmm. I thought that this is actually one of his better looks he's had.
Ever.
Yeah.
He
should lean into this type of styling more, actually.
Yeah.
He came with Amy Lou Wood from his co-star on White Lotus, who for me was one of the worst looks of the night. I was like, why would you? She's peaking right now. Why would her team do this to her? She looked like she was dressed as Joel Grey for Halloween and missed. Like, I didn't understand any of it.
Yeah, it's really bad. It's also just like, let's do a bunch of stuff. It's like not like thought out at all.
The waistline, the whole
then this weird draping thing that's coming down in the front for absolutely no reason at all.
Okay, my worst of the night for real, and there were a few. I didn't like Io Dibbery's outfit. I saw Ego and Tiana talking to her. I didn't like it. I
liked Ego. But yeah.
Loved Ego. Yeah. Loved Ego. I didn't like what Law Roach wore, at which I was very...
Charlotte.
Do we have to take this out?
No, you can do it.
No, this morning I texted Chris because I didn't have a chance to really see him. I just didn't see him. And when I saw this interview and saw the wig he had on, I almost passed away. The lace
what was he? Was he Fred? He was Fred from Scooby-Doo with the worst lace front I've ever seen in my fucking life. How are you Law Roach and you can't find one drag queen to glue that shit?
That's what
I know it's hot in there, but Maroon.
I mean, not only was the lace so long, you needed to cut it, pull some of your own hairline. Come on, put some makeup on it. I mean, it was just...
But was that the point? Wait, but I'm sorry, but was that the point of it? I wonder.
It failed if it was. I can't imagine
like,
that.
As three white people, are we like, oh, we just don't understand this? Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm just saying that as like, maybe we're missing it. But yeah.
But it wasn't just the wig. It was everything about his, I from head to toe, I was so...
I know, but as someone who I was just with him a lot, and like his hair is gorgeous. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it's like in person, it's even more beautiful. So I'm like, how could we go so wrong here? So that's why I think there's just no way to me that he didn't do that on purpose. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Or you hire the best glam squad that you trust, and even glam squads make mistakes.
Yeah, even to quote your girl Luann de Lesseps, the Countess herself, even Louis Vuitton makes mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
We're going to have to go soon. So maybe we should do a final best and worst for each of us for the evening.
Do we have any other worst? All the Kardashians for me are worst.
My only worst is my worst of the night, who I haven't spoken about yet.
Okay.
My other worst of the night, other than Kimberly Noel, would probably be, I guess I would have to say Meg Thee Stallion. She was wearing Michael Kors. It was not on theme. Her boobs were suffocating. I don't like it when boobs can't breathe.
Oh, her boobs were like they were with Katy Perry and Gayle King up in the heavens because they were like, and it was so obvious that it didn't fit her. It just was so ill-fitting in the breasts.
But here's the thing. This is something I've noticed with her lately, that like in general, her bodice never fits. And again, I'm not trying to like alleviate a stylist of this, but you have to wonder, as someone who's a stylist and has dealt with stuff like this before, is it her? Does she like to look this type of way? Or is, because
she might.
Yeah.
She's like, I need them titties to tan. You know what I mean? I need to like hoist those. Look,
a certain type of way. It looks so tacky. It was pink bad prom.
It was also giving like, I said the Potomac reunion this year was like breasts on display. And that's like do you know what I mean? Like, that's like what this was. It didn't fit her. And it was also just like like she would like wear this to like a random party. Like it was like a random normal dress with like a big white fur coat. Like it was like, I was like, you like wear this in a music video, like when you're not trying. So like, what is this? Yeah.
Well, but I still, even after our very influential discussion, I'm still sticking with Nicole Scherzinger, whether or not she was on brand. Charlotte's horrified. She's still my favorite of the night.
I'm literally so happy my Botox is fresh, so I can't emote as much as I need to.
Well, like, it's coming through. Your attitude's coming through, if I'm being honest. I know how you feel about my opinions. There were other wonderful people there, but I don't know. I hate myself for how much I love her. I can't. It's making me feel like I'm in love with J.K. Rowling. It's not that situation. It was just a MAGA hat, but I'm just so entranced by her. My worsts of the night, there were, again, no one really committed too heinous of a crime here. Some stuff was ill-fitting, some stuff was off-brand. When Chappell Roan walked in, I swear on my mother, I thought she was Cole Escola for 5 full minutes. I really did, because Cole showed up in a similar outfit but without long hair, and he looked great. And then Chappell came in. I'm like, why are we doing this Harlequin thing still? Like, we gotta change.
No, that's her. That's her, baby.
We gotta change this quick.
That's her.
But for me, the worst of the night is someone who I love, someone who doesn't misfire often, and that is Miss Lala Anthony. I couldn't do it. Her dress, it looked like she was carrying someone else's pile of coats on her shoulder while they went to puke in the bathroom at this party. It was like 2 dresses. One of them was nice and one of them was not. It's just, I don't know who the designer is. Apologies. I'm sure you've done other great work, but when you're anchoring the Vogue thing, either blend in or blend out. Yeah, like, I don't know.
Not at all on theme, right?
No.
Like at all. Like it's it's just a black jumpsuit with, then they put all this like
a
organza,
duvet. Just call it was a duvet that they put on her shoulder.
Organza like layers on it. Like it's not even like that structure.
You can be a jumpsuit, you can be a cape, but you can't be both.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Period.
I mean, if those aren't words to live by on a Wednesday morning, listenership, what the fuck else do you want from this podcast? You can be a jumpsuit or you can be a cape, but you can't be both. Charlotte Rose Coleman, May 7th, 2025. You're all fucking welcome. You're all welcome.
Stylist to the stars.
Diet Coke aficionado.
Diet Coke.
CRC.
Yeah, consumer. What did we think of Zendaya?
And the crowd went quiet.
Because like
she looked great.
She looks incredible. Like
but the problem is you're Zendaya. Your problem is you can't just wear a suit with a hat. You gotta, but I feel like she already knows that too.
But I will say, like, that being said, like, that's a star. Like, that's a movie star. You know what I mean? Like, remember last year when we were like, thank God Nicole Kidman showed up and Charlotte like hated us, remember? And we were like, but I needed like star power. Like, she is that now.
Yeah. It was tailored to perfection. It was gorgeous.
Fits her perfectly.
Totally agree. It's like, it was underwhelming because, of course, we're expecting more.
Yeah.
Same thing with A$AP Rocky. He was a co-chair. I was expecting more. He looked like the Rain Man. He was just like walking with an umbrella.
Zendaya, like, I'm like, I've seen you wear something like this when you're like going out to dinner with Tom Holland. Do you know what I mean? Like, she like...
Part of me was like, is this like inspo as a bridal look? Like, I understood that she was being inspired by Diana Ross as well. Like it was very obvious to me that there was a reference there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like a little safe, but again, gorgeous.
I mean, she looks great.
That's why we were all quiet because we're like, it's beautiful. Like, how can you rag on perfectly tailored clothing?
Because you can't. Yeah.
Maybe this might be the closing argument, but I think Pharrell, I was very underwhelmed with him as well.
Me too.
And he's the one that's like putting the whole show on, right? Wasn't he like one of the co-chairs? Yeah. So
yes.
What look are you looking at? Because I did love that pearl jacket. Because he and Anna, I think were they were both wearing Virgil Abloh, right? On the carpet when they came up?
No, he was wearing his own design for Vuitton.
Pharrell was. So Anna was wearing Virgil then on the red carpet. Did I hear that wrong when she was talking to Lala? Or because I was so mesmerized by
you were like having a mental breakdown about Lala.
I was like, is she going to lay out that mattress on her shoulder so her and Anna could sit, cross-legged and have a picnic?
For someone who is like such a style icon, I was like, oh, just this. Like I was like, this is like someone who like doesn't know what to wear. They wear this.
If you wore that to the Grammys, we would have been like,
it would have been like, incredible. Yeah,
incredible.
But this was not, this was not it. God, Janelle Monáe, I'm sorry. I'm looking again, just scrolling by, and like, my God, it's so good. Everything about it.
It's hard for me. It's like I can't stop talking about her. I can't stop talking about Doechii. We didn't mention her, but I actually liked Cardi B. It was like a very big departure for her. Even though
it was that green, like moss, like thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And she normally is just like an asshole too. And it was like, she looked like a glam girl. It wasn't like our girl, like, it wasn't.
No, she was giving you peak Shaka Khan last night, like wrapped in a garden.
I saw Shaka Khan and I was like, wow, I really love this. I would like to see her hair like this more often. I just pleasantly surprised by her.
Yeah. Oh, she looks so good. I'm looking at Cardi B. She looks so good. And she's usually a stunt queen. Like she's usually wearing something like insane. And this was just like a really well done thing. It still is. I mean, it's still crazy, but like, it's like for what she normally wears, where it's like it takes her 15 minutes to get up the stairs. Like this was like,
it showed a lot of restraint, actually.
Yeah, and I actually think there's a lot of like growing up. Like a lot of people like grew up and were like, oh, look, I can do this. Like, I can be an adult and you can take me seriously. And she's one of those people because she's always like going on Instagram Live to tell her like she's like, sorry, I have to like pause my concert because I'm like taking a shit. You know what I mean?
Because they're all terrified. Yeah. Everyone was terrified. Even if you're Black, you're terrified of showing up to this and fucking the theme up for everybody. You don't want to be the one everyone remembers in the bad way. You don't want to be Adele with those hair knots at that festival. You know what I mean? That's not who anyone wanted to be. And on that note, we really should wrap it up.
Yeah, we should wrap it up.
Charlotte Rose Coleman, heretofore known as CRC, thank you so much for coming here.
Thank you guys.
I mean, we'd love to see you before the next first Monday in May. You're welcome here anytime.
Yeah, you might have to come on and do a real fixing, actually. You might need to. Yeah.
There's a couple people I could think of.
Oh, I would love to know who you would come to us with to say, fix this person. We'll do 2 hours on that. I'd be fascinated.
I'll work on my list.
Okay, great. Charlotte Rose Coleman, Stylist to the Stars. Where can people find you?
You can find me on my Instagram at Charlotte Rose Coleman. If you're looking for some of my styling work, it's Charlotte Rose _style. And catch me on all the weird TV shows that I style.
Catch her on my Instagram story when we talk and I post her. Dominic, where can people find you?
The website's domentary.com. The Instagram's Dominic Pupa. Domentary is also the TikTok. And you can also find our podcast on TikTok now at Fixing Famous People Pod. Christopher, where can the listenership find you on the World Wide Web?
You can find me at the Chris DeRosa. You can find the show at Fixing Famous People, and you can find the Patreon at patreon.com/Fixing Famous People, and also the YouTube at YouTube/at Fixing Famous People. And I think that's it. Write us a review and let us know who you want us to fix next. I wish you both well, and as always, where's Shelley? Goodbye.